When the mind meets the silence, something special happens. You can notice the activity a lot better. When the mind meets the silence, everything that happens now becomes more enhanced and sensitive. The silence is always present. The sounds come and go. The silence is always present even within you, because it is the space in which the mind operates. The mind operates in silence. Of course, the mind is not silent, but it operates in the space of silence. And this consciousness is fine, meaning formless, infinite, nameless, and eternal. So the nature of consciousness is formless, infinite, nameless, eternal. I suppose this is what people mean when they're asked how are you doing, they say I'm fine. And then you would say, oh, that's very profound. This fineness is very profound. Nameless is a very important aspect. And humanity needs to reverse the habit of naming. Because naming is identifying. And that's what children and young parents do. They say, that's a tree, that's a cup, that's the sun, that's the water. They're naming and identifying. So the parents are naming things, and the child is identifying what is here as things. And if for a moment we drop all the names, and especially your name, then what is left? You haven't disappeared. You have not disappeared. But for a moment you were nameless. It's very healthy to forget your name. And then you say, I don't know who I am. I'm just here. And a deep sense arises. A more profound sense arises. By being nameless. And then the mind starts to linger in by describing something. And what if you drop descriptions? Then this now becomes undescribable. And you are nameless. and you are here. And what if the arising emotion is not identifiable? Even though you may know what it is, but pretend for a moment that you don't know what that emotion is. And we can take a next step further to assume that what if, or pretend that we don't know anything what here is. This emotion is unknown. It is something. Let's not try to put any label to it. These arising thoughts, what if you don't know what thoughts are? You say, oh, what is arising inside this head? Fascinating. What are these voices? Narrator, the narrator, the commentator, somebody is continuously commentating about the present moment or narrating a story about the present moment. So you see, you're all already very good novelists. You are a very good screenplay writers, because that's what the mind is doing all the time, commentating and narrating the screenplay of now. So the now is happening, but basically you have subtitles in your head all the time, and somebody's commenting all the time about the real-time movie, which is the now. So the now is the movie going on, and the mind is commentating, putting subtitles, narrating. Usually not fully accurately, one-sidedly, personally. Not the best commentator either. And one more time, let's assume, what if we don't know anything? It is all unlabeled, unnamed, undescribed. And that is the pure being. And as soon as you jump in the wagon of, all right, so I know what's going on, that's already the mind. Immediately there is a position, my position, I know. Immediately there is somebody, the contracted somebody, the contracted someone. And what if for a moment you forget about yourself? The now is still here. And it can be a big relief to forget about yourself. Suddenly everything can become lighter. Because the knowledge of yourself is heavy. It has certain density. Knowing yourself is heavy. Knowledge, accumulation, contraction. So I forgot my name and I forgot myself as well. And the now is still here. And are you truly ready to let go? Of that which you hold? The I, the name, the story, description, identifying what's here. You might sense a certain movement, how your body or energy wants to move because it's too quiet, too open. So much stillness, which is new. The mind doesn't know what to do with that much stillness, quietness, space. It is very healthy to be nameless for a while. To forget all identities, any kind of identities, even light, love, presence, awareness, whatever. Everything is absolutely new now. Without description, without name, it's all new and alive. And wondrously unknown. And that's called wonder. When something is unknown excitingly, that's called wonder. And inside you, what if everything slows down, and it stops, and it just stops, and the now is, and everything stops, and the now is, undescribable, no name. Everything stops, and now is, undescribable, unnameable. Everything stops, and now is. You can even repeat inside you if you wish. Everything stops, and now is. It's like a mantra. Everything stops, and now is. Unnameable, undescribable. Everything stops, now is. And when a new wave comes in, when something new arises, and you repeat one more time, everything stops, and now is. And if 1,000 times something arises, some thoughts or feelings or energies that take your attention away, it's okay. You can bring yourself back. Everything stops, and now is. Undescribable, unnameable. And it's okay. If anything comes up, it's okay. Just repeat it again. Even if 1,000 times you need to do that, it's a practice to come back here fully. Everything stops and now is undescribable, unnameable. It's even healthy to leave some pauses in between each mantra to stay. Everything stops and now is undescribable, unnameable. And slowly, when you're ready, start coming back. Very gently, very slowly. You might see some layers of the mind, some deeper places. Let's give a few moments to come back. To appreciate silence and stillness still present here. You can recognize that there is a impulse to describe, to name. There is a compulsion or impulse or necessity to describe and name, to keep explaining yourself. A necessity to keep telling yourself, to keep describing something. And beyond that story, the now is, already is. The deeper the roots of the tree, the taller the tree can grow. So your activity is the tree, but your groundedness, the roots, are in the background, in the silence, in the stillness. I know there is an error in the mind, but how can I achieve more and do more while I need to slow down? That is the error in the mind. But you only need to know that the deeper the roots, the higher and the bigger the tree can grow. And that's why sometimes the greatest things, well, actually always the greatest things come from stillness, silence. Well, generally in life, people go on a retreat or to the nature to reconnect, to refresh, to have a new perspective, to see more clearer, deeper. It's what generally people do. It's exactly the same process. You're busy, 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 then you take a holiday, reflect, refresh, rejuvenate, ground yourself, and then suddenly you see a bigger flowering opportunity rising. Action and non-action, they are the same, eventually, essentially. So to become better and better at action, it is to become better and better at non-action. Yes, it's a good question, and many people would ask the same. And that's why being with yourself gives you more strength, more ability, new perspective. And that's why from this inner place, the wisdom arises, a broader view, higher perspective, and it creates more quality, benefit to the actions and outcomes. Mentally, it contradicts, yes, but when you meditate, your mind refreshes. So then you can do more and better. Yes. And you, of course, already have seen the benefits of meditation, going deeper in yourself, because more beautiful, deeper, productive things come out on a higher, deeper level. So it's not for mental understanding that you should mentally do this and that. It's to continue the practice. Yeah, for the mind, it doesn't make sense to slow down for the mind. But for your being, for your soul, spirit, your energy, your even body, it makes a lot of sense to go deeper because your vision expands, your awareness expands. You go to higher consciousness. That's what happens.
If there is no name and everything disappears, how can I stay in contact with others?
The now stays. The now stays, family stays, everybody stays here. But it showed you that there is a fear.
Mm-hmm.
And if you heal this fear, if you bring more love to this fear, the now will reveal you even more. So now it revealed to you that there is some fear. And not necessarily about family. Just recognize, don't name the fear. Don't name the fear. And then you will see, oh, there was fear. It came up. And heal that. Heal that. Heal that. And you will be more connected to your family than you have ever been so far. Because it will be even more open, even more present. Sometimes it's very healthy not to name the fear. Yes. And yes, when you heal that fear more beautiful things will come, even more. It's obvious.